Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Begonia Boy here, back for part 2 of the Grow Room tour. Things have expanded, we've added plants, we've moved things around. I just want to show you what's growing on in here. You can't see any of my hand gestures. I gotta keep it up in this atmosphere. Yeah, there's a lot going on in here, and it has been such a reprieve to escape the cold winter blues that are New York outside. It's terrible outside, and but I like it here. So this has been a good little thing to unwind. So I want to just go over the last front wall that we looked at in the first video, and then take you over here around. And I'm gonna do it quick. I made a video almost 2 weeks ago now that was like part 2, and it was 45 minutes long because I was just like chatting. I was like, this is the tea with every plant, so I'm not going to do that today. Today I'm just going to keep it brief, show you what you need to see, and what you're here for. So let's get into it. Okay, so I just want to take a look at this top shelf really quick. These are all my sundews and a couple Venus flytraps that are awakened from their dormancy here. I've got a ton of Utricularia flowers, scapes coming out. Drosera Alesia. That's a pretty nice clump that I just repotted. Admirabilis Ceres, South Africa. It's become like this little leaning tower. Very nice. 8 out of 10. Biblis aquatica, that was in the last video. It has reddened up a lot and it's flowering. So I want to cross-pollinate it with Liniflora and try it. Haters gonna hate and say that it's not gonna work, but I'm still gonna try it. Yeah, Fork Sundews over here. These are all my pings that I've just been trying to clean up a little bit more, and they're in their winter dormancy, so not doing a heck of a lot, but here's a flower. It's Agnata Zimapan, and that's a seed-grown clone. Giganteas. That one looking thick. Alright, let's move down to this. This is just a little prop box. I have Tradescantia, looking very shimmery. These are Black Beauties, Rex Begonias, pops. Begonia Masoniana variegata, or it's, maybe it's tricolor, not variegata. Begonia prop. And I have a little Mimosa pudica, sensitive plant. Mumtaz. Okay, in this little grow tank, I have Begonia moyesii that we unboxed together. This one's settling in really nice. I found that I had it under too bright of light along with Paulensis. I'll go into that in a minute. And it was not happy about it. It's looking a lot better since it's been over here. And it's, you can't see it, but it's throwing out a new leaf. Really excited about that guy. Sizemoriae longiciliata. I'm still not over the fact that it is longiciliata. I'm very attached to it being Sizemoriae. Nice Rex hybrid. That big leaf back there is Begonia Mumtaz. Old Blue. More begonias. This one's really cool. This is Begonia 50 Shades of Gray. Piper. Of course, big old Maculata Whitey Eye. Alright guys, I'm gonna take you over to this other side and we're gonna take a look at all these orchids. This is a Catalea hybrid in the front here that has not done well since the day I got it home. These leaves stayed withered. However, it's making a huge comeback as of recently. Again, climates in this grow space are more than ideal, and this is a recent construction, so things are really just starting to look their part. In the back here is a Brassavola orchid I've had for like a million years. It's called Adrian Hamilton. E.T. that I repotted. This is an Oncidium Sweet Sugar. I have had this plant also for close to 10 years now. Yeah, it is. It's 2023. So close to 10 years. And it has grown out of its pot and then back over again. It really needs to be up-potted, but I kind of like the way that it looks in this. That's a Dendrobium antenum. It's got a lot of new growths coming out. Brassavola nodosa cutting that I just recently received. It had no roots on it, but it's got some roots coming now. And then we'll go over to this back corner. This is Vasco, so it's a Vanda hybrid. Seisha blue. And you know, having a Vanda orchid in the northeastern United States is just a struggle. But you can defeat the expectations this plant has that aren't provided here in the Northeast by having grow lights, having humidifiers, heat. It really helps to have like a grow tent, grow space, because Vanda orchids just need that heat, humidity, and bright light. And so it's happy here. I have this all mounted on this piece of wood, which is cool. Minus this Vanda is just sitting in this basket. I've got a Tolumnia orchid down here. This is my only Tolumnia. I used to have a ton of them because they're my favorite orchid, I think. I love the equate oncidiums. They just flower so much when they do flower, and for their size, they just put out and put out. So I can't wait for this one to flower, and it looks pretty good. So I also have a big clump of Tillandsia in the back. Not mentioned, this is a begonia. I'm not sure what kind it is yet. This is a Jose Bueno philodendron. So I'm gonna take you down now and we're gonna look at this shelf. And so I've done quite a lot of rearranging recently, trying to figure out what light levels work best. I have discovered that this light is a T5 LED, and it's simply too bright for a lot of tropicals. Some are tolerating it, and I'm experimenting with what begonias are liking the higher light level. But for example, I had this beautiful anthurium. This is a Forgetii, and it was just hating its life up there. It was just simply way too bright. Yeah, it was. Since I put it on the floor, I swear it's been like 4 or 5 days, and it's throwing out this new leaf. I can see the growth. So I don't set it directly on the floor because the floor is kind of cold, so I just prop it up. And there's a light under here as well, so it's getting some light. But yeah, I do want to start growing more anthuriums and philodendrons, but I've got to work on what expectations they really need for light. While we're down here, I might as well look at the rest of these guys. This is Begonia Looking Glass. That's a recent acquisition, and it got really messed up in the mail. It was at my renter's office because they decided to ship my package there, I guess, and it was there for days, and it got like all withered and stuff, but it's got a nice new little leaf coming. I am confident that'll make full recovery. This is U489 that I just repotted. This is Begonia Fedor, which is an awesome Rhizomatous Rex. It's super cool and super easy. This is a tree begonia. This is called Begonia parviflora. It's from Brazil. Why did I say it like that? It's from Brazil, not Brasilia, Brazil. And I feel super grateful to be growing this plant. It's had it on my wish list for a million years. And then I got it from a grower in Michigan about 2 years ago. And it did great in the greenhouse over the summer. Then I brought it inside, it lost all its leaves, but it's making a comeback. Begonia Griffin. This is supposed to be a philodendron. You can tell, guys, I'm not not super into the aroids yet. It is silver something, silver mammy. I'm trying to give it love. I'm trying to be equal here. This is Begonia Del Rey Sunset. And it also hated its life when I brought it inside. It dropped all its leaves, besides these couple ones. It's a stunning plant, and it's got this nice new leaf coming, so hopefully it's gonna make a return soon. So I do have this grow light, like I mentioned. Underneath it, I have a box full of oddities. It's just a prop box, you know, stairlight tub for some stuff that needs high humidity. These are some carnivorous plants. I have Drosera adelae and Drosera schizandra in the back, Drosera riparia, villosa, and some utricularias. Another utricularia. That's Utricularia cornigera. It's kind of in a winter dormancy right now. Tradescantia, peperomia, and Ficus villosa, also called string of frogs. Also down here, I posted this on my Instagram recently because I'm very proud of how this turned out. This is a little Mark Gravia vine, and I potted it up in this adorable cappuccino mug. Can we just talk about how cute that is? And then I put this little piece of cork, and it is not quite secured to it yet, so I've got this little guy, this little wire to secure it, but it's gonna be so cute when it does grow in. So yeah, otherwise down here I've just got some other propagations, got some other begonias that need this heat pad set to like 72. My silver sword, Nepenthes, and yeah, let's head up here. So like I said, working out light levels. For now, what seems to be tolerating it is this Nepenthes Ventrata. It's got awesome, let me turn this off. It's got this awesome new basil coming that I'm just trying to get it to vine again. And I'm not sure if I should just cut it back completely because I had this vine up here, but it's not growing. So maybe I should just start over with this basil. This is Begonia Gray Feather that I just really like for that gray venation. It looks sick, and it likes this brighter area. This is a plant I've had for a while. It's called a Syningia. It's actually a Gesnerian, and it is so related to African violet. It is Syningia leucotricha, and it's probably gonna die back soon, but it bloomed for me like really nicely in the summer. End of summer? Just repotted this today. This is Begonia Frida. It really needed a repot, and I think just fresh soil because it just wasn't putting out leaves like it used to. So hopefully it bounces back. Skipped over this Heya. Over here, we have one of my star children. This is Begonia brevemosa, subspecies exotica. I received this one from Steve's Leaves, like in the middle of a snowstorm, and they tell you on the website when you're looking at this plant to like get the winter shipping insurance. We can't guarantee like it's gonna look alive when you get it because they're really fragile. I did have some leaves melt off, but otherwise it arrived like in pretty good shape. This leaf is new. This leaf is new in the back. But these leaves survived from shipping, which I was pretty impressed because it was cold. It was cold. It was brick, and it's liking its life here under this light. So it's bringing out this really deep pink color. So again, this is Begonia brevemosa exotica, subspecies exotica. Up here I've got this little pot of Pinguicula agnata. Agnata Mesalior, Mexico. And then another star child. This is my Cephalotus follicularis, Brewer's Giant. Be careful, very careful. Yeah, what is there to say about this plant other than it is strikingly unusual and just gorgeous? I got this from Little Carnivores, and I got it as Brewer's Giant a few months back. And not a few months back, like a couple months, if that. And I got it as a mature plant, so I'm grateful. I've had Cephalotus in the past, and I had to sell my last real nice clump when I moved. So I'm so psyched to have this plant back in my care and in my collection, and especially such a magnificent specimen. A lot of these pictures are new. It did come with, I think I got a couple of these real nice adult pictures when it arrived, but it is happy here. I can just feel it. It's got this direct line of this cross fan. It gets fanned from over here, and then it's right above the hydrofogger, which goes on like a few times a day. So it gets mist, and then it gets evenly dried out. And since its arrival, it's put out, like it's just forming this clump. That picture's totally new. Couple pictures in the back. Yeah, just sick. It's doing well. This is Begonia Miss Louisiana. I love this plant. It looks like it reminds me of a heuchera, like a coral bell from outside, and it's got this real nice silvery sheen. In the back there is Begonia escargot, the snail shell begonia, snail leaf. Recently repotted it. Looking pretty good. Another kind of philodendron. I don't really know, honestly, if I'm being honest. We'll just move on. What kind it is. I think it's a Monstera. I think it's a Swiss cheese. It's not Andersonia, is. Let me know in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. This is a rabbit foot fern. It's a Davallia. In the back there is that Begonia paulensis that we unboxed. I have discovered that with that plant, it is not a lover of this bright light. So it needs to be shaded. I'm gonna try it there for as long as I can, otherwise I'm gonna have to move it down. In the back is Texas Blizzard Begonia. I got that as just a tiny little rhizome from my job. It was half dead, and they gave it to me for like $5, and I've since grown it into a really nice plant. I had to stick it in the back though to make space for this paulensis. So yeah, let's get into this terrarium. So I'm not sure of an easier way to do this. I'm probably gonna open the door and then scare her away. But in here resides my Madagascar giant day gecko, Shangela. She is a fruit-loving, green reptile basket of joy. She's very shy, and she gets very nervous when I am just like standing close to her tank, or if I open it up to work in there. We do have a mutual respect for each other. I know she sees me doing my thing, and I see her doing her thing. And that's the way we like it. In her tank, I am gonna open this though, so. Ooh, she's gonna jet. Just give it a sec. This is my Florida Beauty philodendron. It's got this nice new leaf. What? Now she's looking like, you got crickets? You got a worm? She's actually being friendly today. She is looking my direction, which I'm surprised. Tongue flick. But yeah, I've got Pothos in her tank too, and Sansevieria. And yeah, that's my shanj. So now I just want to, last but certainly not least, take you into my main stake of my begonia collection, which is in this Exoterra. So let's do it. All right, so you can see that it is a pretty humid environment. The light that I'm going to be using to film is not the light that I normally use to grow with. What I do use is this Viper Spectra, and I just keep it. This light's more meant for like growing pot, but obviously you can grow it with whatever. I put it on veg, and then I keep it to the lowest setting. But it's impossible to film with because it's a whole thing. So let's open this door up. And I'm super psyched about the plants. It smells so good in here. Those flowers are like lightly perfumed. But I'm super psyched with how well the plants are doing in here. Mostly all begonias. I do have some propagations too. This guy flowering in the front is just a showstopper. This is Begonia Bartonier Hort. And now when I received this plant, it did not look the way that it does now. It was certainly not so brightly colored. Its leaves are just stunning. It was very like plain, and I think it was like down to here when I got it. It's still in the same pot that it came to me in. And what I did think was interesting about it, I purchased it on a whim, because what I did think was interesting was this, how you say, longiciliata, the cilia here, these little follicles that I just thought were interesting. So I was like, oh, I'll just try this. It was much smaller at the time. And since then it has just exploded, and I love it. I've been pollinating it, cross-pollinating it with other stuff. So I'm excited to see, see, there's a seed pod right there. It's ripened and ready to go. Definitely gonna take some cuttings of this guy. I think that it should be more popular. And I'm telling you, those flowers are fragrant. I just adore it. Like I said, I have some propagations in these boxes. I'm not gonna go through those. I do try and do propagations in what will be like a potential growing area, because I think maybe if you can get the plant rooted and growing in, you know, the ideal environment, and then it will make its transition much easier. In the front here is begonia. Totally blanking on the name. Ignita. This is Begonia ignita, and it is an Indonesian species. Okay, next door to that plant is Begonia lokii. This is a begonia from the Thailand limestone cliffs, and yeah, it's super cool, super neat. It's got these pink hues on it. So just taking it nice and easy with that one. So far seems to be doing pretty good. I'm gonna actually wait. In the back, I'm sure you've seen it already. That is Begonia amphioxus. Looking real nice. I am very pleased with how this one is starting to scandent and drape over its pot, looking like those magical butterfly wings from Borneo. In the back there, I have a super rare Utricularia. It's called Utricularia euromaculata, and it is from the South American tepuis. You can barely even see it in there. Over yonder, we have two Begonia laureis. One of my favorites, personally. It's an angel, well, I don't know if you call it an angel wing type, but it is a cane type that's also from the tropics and needs the high humidity to thrive. It's almost too big. I mutilated this one taking cuttings, so it looks kind of bare, but it was much fuller. It's a really stunning plant. I'm also going to leave this one out for the time being because we will never even see what's on the other side. Okay, so I've just made some more room so we can see what's actually grown on. This is also a Laurei, but it's one that's lost all its stripes. And I think it needs to be repotted. I don't think it likes the soil that it's in. And I can tell that because this leaf is turned up kind of yellowish. And that discoloration usually tells me that there's something amidst. This is Begonia Lempung Sumatra, and it is also called the blue velvet because it gets this really nice iridescent sheen that's tough to see in regular light, but it's very iridescent. Maybe if I turn this on, you can see how it shines. Can you see? I don't know. I have my two bullet types, bullet foliage begonias in the back that I am, what's an appropriate word? Crazy for. I am crazy for the bullet foliage type of begonias that have this sort of topographical, you know what I'm talking about. All these bumps and ridges and shit. Like, it's insane. This is Begonia microsperma. A lot of these bullet types come from Africa, but not all of them. Some are from like the limestone cliffs as well. I don't really have too many of those, but this is, I'm pretty sure this is from Africa. I think this is like Cameroon microsperma. And then this is Begonia Susanniae, which is huge. And this guy's nuts. This is from Gabon, Africa. It's got this huge leaf, full of ridges, just crazy. I try not to mess with this one too much. Try not to mess with any of these too much, actually. Just check for watering and monitor their growth habit and make changes as I should. So, yeah, that's pretty much it in here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video in a sec. I'm gonna put all these back and we'll chat. So, also I can't leave out this really nice Phalaenopsis that's about to bloom. And this huge euphorbia that is gonna hit the ceiling soon. And this Dracaena that I potted up from my grandparents, if you remember in the last video. Also, of course, Monstera Deliciosa. Alright guys, that concludes the whole grow room tour. That concludes part 2. If you trudged through this whole thing, I appreciate you so much. Please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you can see when I post again from here on out, which will be soon. Here on out it will be updates and unpottings, repottings, pollinations, everything that I do down here, period, that I turn the camera on for. I'm also going to be making another channel for my music, so stay tuned. Just haven't done that yet, but I will. I've got some songs that are almost done, so I'd really appreciate checking that out. So yeah, guys, just stay tuned. There is stuff coming. I'm a busy guy. So yeah, if you want to be a part of it, hit me up. And follow me on Instagram, Begonia Boy, one word. Here's the one heart, here's the other heart. That's what it's about from me and Shangela. Take care. Bye, guys.